Hello, good morning. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy top of the week to you. Welcome, welcome for those who are tuning in and those who will tune in later on today. My name is Kayla Natural B. I am the founder of the Body Marketplace, where we treat, support, and invigorate our human bodies, all things health and wellness. And that is the six we discovered. That's mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, and environmental. Holistic living is about including all of these things in. And so I've got some Alice Coltrane playing jazz and getting us going for the day. Monday is super important, especially when you're adulting, right? Trying to get things done, trying to be productive, trying to do all the things that keep you afloat. Hi, welcome. But most importantly, we should check in with ourselves. And what I love about Motivation Mondays is I have support. I don't have to do this alone. I am joined by my sister, Rochelle, and today we're going to be discussing the importance of putting you first so that the stress does not take over your body. You may or may not have heard this before, but there is such a thing as the pain body. So, the pain body is when you physically feel the things that are taking place in your life. Many people run away from this with distractions or other things that we do to keep ourselves absorbed in everything else but doing the healing and taking the time to pay attention to what can benefit us and help us to grow. So today, hopefully, we can touch on these things with Rochelle. So I'm going to bring her on. Hi, Rochelle.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello,
How's
hello.
everybody? I am doing well. Hope everybody had an awesome weekend and is ready to create a beautiful Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Loved what you were sharing about the pain body. I never heard it called that way.
Yeah,
Pain body.
yeah, that's the pain body. Um, it's where we experience life.
Hmm.
If you have any sort of discomfort or dis-ease, stress, or anything, we feel it in our bodies, don't we? And
Yeah.
um, that's it in a nutshell. And
Hmm.
in some instances, we run away from the pain body by trying to do things to distract us and to make us believe that it's other people or there are events in our life that is to blame. But really, it's the body talking to us, and that's why I have on, this is my B body shirt. It says, "Your body is speaking. Are you listening?"
Mm. I love that. I love that. Um, yeah, it reminds me of what we did last week, where we were just making sounds with our words, and I mean with our mouths, and how we were feeling different things in our bodies when we made sounds. Like I feel like our body is always talking to us in some way, you know. But are we really listening? It's so true. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's minor, just like, one shoulder is higher than the other. Maybe I need to do some arm stretches. You know,
Hmm.
this really
Yeah.
good. We can kind of, let's do some motion while we're
Yeah.
talking. Actually, and just taking deep breaths, rowing the elbows and the shoulders, opening out this part of the heart center to prepare us for a day that typically involves a lot of this, or a lot of this, or a lot of this.
Yeah.
Or sometimes when maybe your muscles tense up or you have lower back pain, that is the pain body trying to give you information about what's going on in your life. And it
Mm.
it will express itself in the pain body. Let's go the other way. It may express itself in a physical way, but it may come from something outside of you. It may come from,
Right.
your thoughts or events in your life or emotions. And so
Yeah.
you
I know that's true for me. I experienced really bad PMS. Like my period is really just not pleasant or has not been pleasant, I'll say. And I tried a lot of like natural and holistic remedies, ginger, turmeric, um, rose hip,
have you tried raspberry tea?
raspberry leaf tea, yes. Um, and I think those work to an extent. Um, and they have worked, I'll say. But going back to the mind body connection, um, a lot around those times of the month, or just in general, very stressed. I would like feel lots of anxiety and not really addressing issues when they came up. And so a lot of that pain was still being stored in my body, like whatever the pain was, whether it was from the week or whether it was something that happened like years ago. And so now, as I started to just literally release, talk, journal out things, like I feel that it's had an effect on my period cycle. Like my symptoms don't feel as intense, I'll say. And I don't know if I associate the connection with that, um, because things that I store up in my body, what I suppress, is gonna halt my progress of everything. So really being able to release that helps with the pain body, um, for me, you know.
It sounds
So
like it does work. It sounds
mhm.
it is whole body connection is all the things, and especially for women during our menstrual cycles. This is the time to affirm ourselves even more. I mean, traditionally, before we've had all these products and found ways to sort of hide and conceal, we it was very open, it was very public. You had
Yeah.
support. There are instances where you even went away from people for a time and you just went on your own. But we don't have that luxury, unfortunately. And I think that also has a lot to do with um, our experiences too. You know, unfortunately, having to suppress it and conceal it in that way, the like the body is going outward. It's releasing, but here we are
Mhm.
holding and tensing and all of these things. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I know for sure has a lot to do with it. For me, I discovered that exercise helped. Like that's the last thing that anybody wants to do, right? When they're in discomfort,
Mhm.
is move. But talking to mothers when they're experiencing contractions, the best thing for them to do is just move. Could be belly circles, could be stretching, could be walking. One woman I spoke to said that her first child was a nightmare because all she was doing was laying on her back in the hospital and waiting for them to check on her. And her second child, she made sure that she walked around her yard, just kept walking around her yard in circles while all her contractions were happening. She was doing deep squats. She was in motion. And at the very last minute, she went to the hospital because once you're stationary in your condition, that's it. You know?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah. I feel like that's just a metaphor for life too. Just the importance of, like, in a stressful situation, in a painful situation, in something where there is discomfort, the importance of taking one small step, like just one movement in a positive direction has like a ripple effect that maybe is not even seen in that immediate moment. Like, and that's why, you know, exercise is so, it can be so challenging too, because sometimes we don't always see the immediate result of like whatever I'm doing.
Right.
And so it can get discouraging because you're like, okay, why am I doing this? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Um, so yeah, just take one small step, and another small step, and then it helps build momentum in different areas.
Absolutely.
Um,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna pull a card from the Beebody Marketplace card deck. These are some positive affirmations that, well, it just came from my heart. And what you just touched on speaks to one of the cards here that says, "The vision is set before me. I will take the day."
Mm,
So it's really just about trusting, you know. I think when we get so or result oriented and am I going to be good at this? Is this going to work out to the point where it paralyzes us? Then we become immobile. And we don't even give time a chance to work on our behalf because we haven't just trusted that the day is full of good things, hopefulness, opportunity, possibility, but we have to show up for it and we have to expect it. Um,
mm-hmm,
and there are a number of reasons why we don't. You know, it could be traumatic experiences, the list goes on. But if we continue to intentionalize hope and positivity and all of these things will, I mean, it is universal law of attraction that they will meet us if we
mm-hmm,
there may be some challenges and adversity along the way, but those are just stumbling blocks to make sure that we know that we really want this thing. And then it
yeah,
becomes clear and we are able to identify those traps and stumbling blocks and those flags so that we can avoid them in the future or get better at navigating when they do show up. So
mm-hmm.
I want to ask this question to you, Rochelle, to myself, to viewers as well. Um, Between today, this weekend, or last week, just within maybe a 3 to 7 day time frame, um, name one challenge and how you overcame it.
Mm. So a recent challenge, it had to do with um, a project that I was working on, and I lost all the files. Like it just, they were not there. um, and it really threw me off mentally. Like I was so just defeated. I was like, I don't even want to do anything for this anymore. And that word vision that you shared in that affirmation, that's what helped me get over that moment. Like sometimes when I experience a situation, I make that situation my life. Like this is that's all I can see right now. And so for me, remembering why I was even doing the project in the beginning, it was working with girls in self confidence. That helped me to reconnect to like taking the next step and kind of being like, okay, things didn't go according to my plan. Whatever. I can't do anything about that right now. But I can still reconnect to my bigger vision of why I'm choosing to move forward. How can I move forward now? And to ask for support in moving forward because I don't have to do it alone, kind of like what we started. I don't have to re envision everything by myself. So, like, how can I now make this easier and less stressful and not as overwhelming? Um, so that was a challenge because it just for me, I'm like to control things. Like I like to have an order, and when things just most just they should just go how I want them to go. And so that was just a big mental challenge to not give up when unexpected things happen. Just literally just not give up.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
morning, I'll just say it's another challenge. Like you creating a space for some reason, it's always top of mind when I wake up. And it's a choice. It's like, do I choose to get up today and motivate myself? Like, just, you know, I feel like me and Kayla, for me, I'm doing this for me too. Like, it's not a show. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna, no, it really is like, I get to make this choice every day to get up, to fellowship with my sister, to be encouraged, to motivate myself, and create how I want my day to look like. Because literally, I'm having these thoughts every morning when I get up. So, those are two challenges that recently, one is a bigger one, and one is more just like a literal day to day, a challenge of choosing to get up to fill my own cup up when it's easier just to sleep in and be immobile and not move.
Yeah. I mean, well, I appreciate the commitment because it is real. And we deserve to give ourselves that cup that you were talking about. We deserve to fill ourselves up, especially if you're an ambitious person out there, especially if there's a lot of responsibility on you. When you're giving from emptiness or from half full or from just enough, it's like
Mm-hmm.
waking up with a cup of water that's about this much. Through the night, you're dehydrated. First thing to do when you wake up really is to hydrate yourself. But if you start thinking about your checklist, your to-do list, the people you got to call back and email, you're not even thinking about tapping into your mind, your spirit. You're not even thinking about your breakfast. You're thinking about all these other things um, that eventually you'll get to. But right now, you're still in your bed, you're still in your room, you're still in your own space. So, what can you do to cultivate power and cultivate motivation and inspiration that's going to rest with you in your spirit? And so earlier we were talking about the pain body, and it may not be that you're extremely stressed. It may not be that you have a health condition. It may just be that all these things are dwelling in your energetic space that you haven't even made time for your own self to be a part of. And that neglect, because that's really what it is, that neglect, it'll catch up to you later on. I notice
Yeah.
me, like if I don't make time for myself, it catches up to me. And I'm like, man, if I just really took the time to be more present, then I wouldn't be here or I would know how. So
Yeah.
it's it's a good thing. And we don't get to do that, every day, all the time, or in the morning or whatever. So Monday motivation is about just that top of the week. Even if you spend time with us and share some positive words, hear some positive words, and that's your cap for the week, you can always refer back to that. So I hope that our heart shares is um, can help you. So I will share a challenge that came to me this weekend, and I'll tell you how I overcame it. Um, so I have here a $10 bill, and I was talking to my mom, and she said you should always have cash on hand and just have cash nearby and have cash in your car just for emergencies. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna keep $10 in my car. And this weekend I was planning an event and I had to make a quick run, go out to the store, and I forgot my wallet upstairs. And by this time, if you've ever thrown an event, you know how exhausting it is. And I had already left the building, drove off. I was like 3 blocks up, and I was like, I don't have my wallet. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like going all the way back, parking, getting out, going all the way upstairs to get my wallet. What am I going to do? So I called my best friend and um, I was like, can you bring my wallet downstairs? And I was like, you know what? I think I'm good. Let me call you back because I remembered that I had $10 in my car, and I was like,
Mm.
I'm gonna make this $10 work. I'm gonna stretch this bad boy out, and we're gonna complete the mission. And I was able to get to the store, use my $10. The transaction was just under $10, and I got back in time, and it worked out. So, um,
Mm.
thinking about myself, planning ahead, showing myself grace. This having cash was is just symbolic for the seeds that I want to sow in my life, the time that I need to invest in myself more so that when the time comes that I need to rely on myself, I can. And it doesn't happen easily. It doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen every time. But when it does happen and you remember,
What I heard, that's beautiful. Actually, I heard something else too as you were talking. I guess because it's speaking to me. Um, the importance of listening to other people. Just we live in a society where everything is digital, and oh, you can just Venmo, oh, you can just Cash App, and not that those things will never, are not great resources. But sometimes for me, at least, my ego and pride can just be like, I don't need to carry, who carries cash, or like whatever. It could be whatever. Um, but I think for me, what I got that from that was just listening to wise counsel and being open to new ways of doing things, even if I don't understand it in the moment. Just hearing people out, and um, being able to use that in the future, because sometimes I know I can get like that. I can just get like my way is the best way, and I don't need to carry cash. I don't want nobody to rob me or whatever goes through my mind. But I really appreciated that too. You know,
yeah.
just listening and being
But you
like, okay, yeah, you're right.
but you know what the best part about it is this $10 because of my obedience. Like, I'm gonna choose the word obedience because it's my mom that told me and it's wise counsel. Um, if it were a friend or whomever, I would say, because of my openness, my vulnerability, listening, never say that people always can't offer wise counsel, they can't. But when your elders do tell you something, you do need to listen because they
Mm,
live longer and they're telling you because they've been there and they've done that and they know. And it's by experience that they're sharing it with you. So they want
yeah.
to meet you ahead of that challenge.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm going to dare say, because of my obedience to listening to wise counsel, I actually found $10 more to restore that $10 that I spent yesterday when I was cleaning out um, my files and going through my receipts. This was tucked away in a receipt that from last year.
Oh wow.
Going to so where I spent my money was at CVS the other day, and this $10 that I found was from a Rite Aid. So it was like a lot of synergy there.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's awesome. I love when that happens. I like I look forward to that. Like, forward to the synchronicities of things. Yeah, I feel like something happened to me recently like that, but it's evading me. But yeah, that's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, dang. I love that. Anybody else write any challenges that they overcame in the chat? No, not yet.
No, we had some people stop in and then pop out. Maybe we'll have some more people come in, but you know,
Yeah.
it's those seeds. I'm telling you, whether it's journaling, I do want to get back to journaling. Um, I've been journaling a lot in my head, like these are things
Hmm.
to put down on a journal, but I need to make more time to do it. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, journaling. Um,
Do you type? Do you write it out? You want to write journal, or do you use like your phone?
I prefer writing it when it's journaling because I'm a writer and I do
Hmm.
of writing for like my blogs and when I'm putting things together and projects, I feel like spiritually it's a different experience when I'm doing this as opposed to when I'm doing this.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, it,
Yeah.
it is. Um, but either one works. And I
Yeah.
collages. As you can see in back here, this was very fulfilling to me to do to create this space. And I recently did my vision board over again. For some reason, I had outgrown vision boards. I was like, I'm not doing that. I'm good. But this last time I did a vision board, it was so fulfilling. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
That was another place for me too. I feel like I connect with that, the outgrowing vision boards. I was like, I don't really want to do that. And somebody gave me one actually. And now I just keep it above my mirror. They gave me one that was just very relevant to where I was in my life. And so that's another just ego pride thing that I'm working through of just knowing that sometimes certain tools work during certain seasons and it's okay to revisit them. And just because you like, yeah, just because maybe I've evolved and found something new doesn't mean that I can't go back to something old um, and find a way to get some benefit from it.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you mean they gave you a vision board? Did they give you did they create it and then share it with you?
Yeah. So it was like yeah. So it was a small one. And they created it. Actually, the person who gave it to me just texted me, Jessica. Um, Synchronicity. She just texted me, the person who gave it to me. But yeah, she was selling self care kits, and she just put an extra um, vision board that she had created that kind of spoke to where I was at in my life that she thought would be helpful. It was about hair and it was about travel. Um, and it was, I think there were some like girls, youth on there. So she had kind of just, in learning about me, had made one that connected to where I was going in my life. Where I am going, let me say where I am going.
Yes. Hi,
Yeah.
welcome. We are talking about challenges that we've overcome and sharing how we did that, and also just revisiting some spaces in our lives that are truly serving to our mental, our spiritual, our emotional. And right now we're talking about vision boards. And Rochelle just had a moment of synchronicity right after
Yeah.
I shared a story about me having a moment of synchronicity over the weekend. So I dare say that this Monday is already starting to
Exactly.
confirm and affirm, confirm and affirm. And so I've also brought some crystals here too. These I found from my bag. This is pyrite. It's called Fool's Gold.
I have seen that recently this weekend for the first time, actually.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful and inspiring. Um, the way crystals work, if you're not familiar out there, is that the power doesn't live in the crystal alone. The power lives
Mm,
in you, but
mm,
qualities of the crystal remind you of whatever that particular intention, focus, prayer, hope, vision is. And so, um, the naming of things, if you just think about that for a moment, we don't know who named these things. Like time is so infinite that who knows? But there's a reason why these things were named. And so we've also got tiger's eye here. Tiger's eye is extremely powerful for focus and concentration. If you have something
mm,
upcoming going on and you need to tide through, this tiger's eye will, um, you know, is a great friend to have nearby. I've also got some rose quartz.
I have rose quartz in a pen, actually. Somebody put rose quartz in a pen. And so when I write, I kind of channel that with the rose quartz.
Yes, I
Mhm.
love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
crystals are great to have near your desk or
Yep,
things like
it's by my desk. Yeah.
that's awesome. Awesome, awesome.
Oh, nice.
And so, Rochelle, you also went to the beach recently. You've been in the water.
Mhm.
How was that being in the water? Did you get in the water or did you just kind of walk on the sand?
I kind of just walked on the sand. Um, but and then as I started to walk on the sand, I started to acclimate to the water more. And so I kind of got in more. I didn't fully emerge, but I probably was almost like knee length. And so that was really nice. I hadn't been to the beach in a very long time. And I actually thought about you when I saw like you had posted a video. I don't know if it was recent, but you were like dancing on the beach or something. And I was like, oh. And so I started dancing on the beach. Yes, I did. It was great. The sand was hot though. So I kind of had to go in the shade at points, but it was really nice. Um, I took a tent out to the beach and just went inside the tent, played frisbee. um, yeah, sat under the pier and didn't have an agenda. I didn't have like a plan, um, which was also very liberating too, to just go with what unexpected, wherever kind of my spirit leads me. So that was fun. It was fun. I really want to live a lifestyle like that of just not having an agenda all the time. The importance of just being open and flexible to the moment, like a conversation, being able to stop and have a conversation. Because, like, I had a lot of great conversations while I was outside, too. I didn't feel like I had to rush from it, you know? I want that more consistently. And kind of going back to what you said, sometimes it feels like we can't create that space, can't create those opportunities because of capitalism and like just the way the world is. It's really hard. It's very intentional to like cultivate that. Um, but that's what I want.
Yeah,
Like I really do.
yeah.
Mhm.
You know, that's I love that song. Go get it, go get
Go get,
it,
go
go
get
get go.
with your blessing.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah,
It is an action.
it is an action for sure.
Yes. Well, this has been motivational. This has been inspirational. This has been beautiful and such a great heart share. Thank you all out there who are tuning in to Motivation Mondays. Um,
Oh, I have one thing before we go. So, my niece, um, I believe children are such vessels to just communicate so many things. And this weekend, I was with my niece, she's 6, and we were just together. And all of a sudden, she started like dancing and creating these moves, and each move had a meaning. And so I want us to do it. Like, so the first move was like hugs and then freedom. She just would say that. She was just saying words. She was like hugs and then freedom. And then shine brightly, shine brightly. And then spread it, heart, spread it. And it was just, she was just like, she was telling me these things. she was like, when I hug, what did she say? I had to write it down. Like when I hug, I have freedom. When I spread my love, I have to spread my love around to the world to make everyone happy. When I shine my light, I have to stand up for myself. And that when I have kids, I have to love them and let them go. I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, and it was so, I was like, whoa.
She said this?
Yes. I was like, okay, I'll take it. Like, so let's just stand up and let's just do it. So we'll pretend like we're next to each other. And so the first one, maybe we can just hug ourselves since we're not next to each other. But the first one is hug and then freedom. Hug, freedom. Hug, freedom. And then shine brightly. Shine brightly. Shine brightly. And then heart, spread it. Heart, spread it. Heart, spread it. And then she did everything in threes too. It was just so, yeah, it was like, I don't know. It was a very spiritual and like, that's why, and I want to continue doing it every day as just an affirmation for myself and as a reminder for myself to one, love myself, give myself hugs, to let my light shine brightly, to love myself and give and spread my love and give it away as freely as I receive it. So yeah, maybe everyone can incorporate a little bit of hugs, love, and lights into their life this week.
Yes. Thank God for her
yes.
divine wisdom.
Yeah, for real. For real. I was just like, keep talking. Like, what else is in there? Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That felt so good to say it and to move. Because, again, it's deprogramming right there. As adults, we're conditioning ourselves with the things that we do every day. But when we undo it with bringing in that childlike innocence, play, we let spirit in, we give room for ourselves to explore, to adventure, to have fun, to be connected, then we can be free. Like, so the third time that we did heart spread it, I spread it all over me like I was spraying perfume everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Aroma of self-love, self-love, self-love.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. And I think, and it goes back to exactly where we started with affirmations. Like, there are words, but then there are also actions. Like, there is the words that whatever we speak, but then there's also the inherent action that can take place to manifest those words, So yeah, so beautiful. I love that. Thank you for evolving that in my understanding of it. And that's what happens when we come together, really. I feel like different seeds of like insight kind of, grow off of each other. So thank you for that.
Yes, thank you, my sister.
Yeah.
I'm filled.
Me too. Me too.
Children are such lights and gifts and joys, and they're close. They are close to God. They are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I received that wisdom. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to us connecting, staying connected, and here reconnecting for Motivation Mondays. Thank you all for tuning in, watching, connecting. If you have a chance today, just do that. Spread your light, open your heart. Oh, sorry, spread your heart, shine your light brightly. Do all
Hug.
and
Yes. And love yourself.
love
Yes.
yourself. Love, 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 love yourself. You deserve it. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.